Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. It's time for another 3 for Thursday. That great open tag started by Patty's Potato Peelers. You know, that lovable, affable, and always jolly Irishman, Patty. Thanks, Patty, for this great open tag. Well, I had another great mail call yesterday afternoon. A nice surprise in my mailbox when I received these stickers from Baxter's Blades. Look at these cool stickers here. Those are very nice. Boy, you guys have really stepped up the game here on stickers. Wow, I need to get caught up, don't I? And I know I owe some of you channels. I know I owe you some stickers. Hopefully here in the next couple days I can get that situation rectified. If you haven't received a sticker from me, please let me know in the comments below. I'll try to get you some if I've overlooked you. And then he also sent some other stickers here. Got the Blue Creek knives and the infamous or famous Blades SMKW and another SMKW. So thank you so much for these great stickers. I sure appreciate it. And we'll go over and check out Baxter's Blades. Just another fine channel. Go check it out. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny to do so, and I'm sure he would very much appreciate that support. Well, for today's 3 for Thursday, sometimes you sit down and you're like, what can I do that's a little different or something I haven't talked about before? And so I was just kind of rummaging through my knives, and I came up with these 3 small Skinner knives, I guess you would say, small hunting knives, and they're all kind of similar. And we'll start off here with the very basic Walmart special, and this Ozark Trail, which cost all of, I don't know, $4 or $5 here just a few years ago. And then we got this neat knife here from Sarge Knives. And then we have this CRKT. So 3 knives, kind of all 3 serving the same purpose as a small skinner, cleaning small game. However, if you like the EDC affixed blade, something like this, especially in a sheath like this, might be a good option for you. So again, they all appear to be some sort of a drop point blade. Very similar in blade length, although there is some difference. Your Ozark Trail has the plain wood handle on it, and I do not know what type of steel they use. I'm assuming it's some sort of a 7CR, or I don't know. If anyone happens to know what they use in their Ozark Trail knives, what blade steel, I don't know. Of course, this one's a few years old, so it might be different than what they're using now. And then you have this Sarge knife, and this one was printed up for the National Wild Turkey Federation, and it is in 440 stainless. It says so there on the blade. And then you have this Hunter, the CRKT Mossberg Hunter, model 2381. And this is a Tom Crine design. The reason I wanted to show these knives is these are all 3 of these very affordable. Again, this was $4 or $5. I don't know if, well, I do know Walmart has some of these Ozark Trails now. They might be $5 or $6 now. And they are, again, just a very basic knife, but it does have a nice hollow grind. And I always thought that this is a good backup knife. You can throw somewhere in the glove box or in the trunk or in the tackle box or wherever, just to have a spare. And even though it's stainless steel, if it happened to rust, or you got some cutting chore and you're really going to chew up a blade, use something like this. It's almost like, well, sometimes I refer to them as disposable knives. You can use these knives for your ugly tasks that you don't want to chew up a blade on a very good knife. It's also a good knife for a beginner, for if you got, a child in your family and you want to get them a fixed blade, just to get them to learn how to sharpen, being responsible with a fixed blade or with a knife. These are good starter knives. This one here, and I looked on the Sarge website and I did not see this particular model listed anymore. I wanted to say, when I looked it up before, this was like $30 or $35. That's been, a couple years ago. They do have a model on their website called the TK Bird Knife, and it looks like it's basically this design, except it does have a guard down here. So very similar to this, and I think they were asking around $40 on the website. Of course, you might be able to go to an online knife dealer and, get it for a reduced price. That was direct on their, full retail on their price, on their website. Has these gorgeous green wood handles to them. And then, a lot of people I think are familiar with the Mossback. I also have the little bird and trout knife. These were around, ballpark around $30. I don't think they're in production anymore, but I think you can still find them at some online knife retailers. And really nice G10 handles here. Got the nice lanyard hole there. It is powder coated, but I did I did have a question. If you're processing game, does that powder coating cause any kind of a concern or problem for anyone? I've never used this knife to process game, or I've never used a powder coated knife. I didn't know, how smoothly it would go through the flesh and the meat like that, having that powder coating on, vice just having a plain smooth blade there. If anyone's used a knife similar to this, please let me know if that causes a problem. Also, I guess I just was wondering, for, contamination purposes, does the powder coating, will it come off and get into your meat or something? I don't know. That was my only concern with having it powder coated. But it does look very sharp. It's a very attractive looking knife. It does have jimping in 2 spots here on the top of the blade. So you've basically got a couple different positions you can put your thumb. Has this nice little guard here. This great bird's eye rivet. Overall, ergonomically, it's a very nice knife. So again, these 3 knives are very similar in purpose and in blade length. But as you can see, kind of line them up here, this one's not as wide as this one, and this one's not quite as wide as this one. This has the biggest belly to it. Almost the same cutting edge, it looks like. This one has a little smaller cutting edge to it. Now I've went over the differences in steel, but the other thing I wanted to point out is they are all full tang knives, but I did want to compare the blade thickness to them. As you can see, this Sarge knife is quite a bit thicker than that one, the CRKT, and it is thicker than the Ozark Trail. You can clearly see the open tang, or open tang. You can clearly see, oh my goodness, you can all see clearly that these are full tang knives. Now the handle width, grip, this is a lot narrower here. It does widen down here. This is about the same width all the way through, and the same with this one. So the CRKT Does give you a little extra there to get a hold of. Has a nice sharpening choil there, and again a guard. And the Sarge does not have a sharpening choil, and the Ozark Trail does. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little look here at the 3 small hunting knives that I've presented here today. It's interesting how the different manufacturers have the same idea on a particular kind of knife and how they execute that knife design. So until next time, have a very delightful day.